For our memory quilt prints, we're going to start out with a foam print block and a red pen or a blue pen. I'm using a red pen. You're going to divide your foam print block into 4 little sections by drawing a line down the middle like this, and then another line across. So it's broken up into 4 little squares here. Then you're going to draw a pattern in one of the squares. Keep it simple. I'm doing a stripe pattern. You're going to repeat the same pattern in each of the 4 little sections of your print block. So now it looks like a quilt block. When you're done drawing with your red or blue pen, you're going to trade it in for a black pen, and you're going to go over all the lines you drew with the black pen. So turning all the lines black. And this is to make sure that your lines are carved deep enough into the foam so it makes a good print. And we're using different colored pens so we know when we've already traced over the previous lines. Next, you're going to color your print block with markers, and you can color it any way you want. I'm going to do a different color in each of the 4 sections here for the first print that I make. The markers will seem to color a little bit lighter on the styrofoam. So it might seem like your marker's drying out a little bit, but it's actually not. It just looks a little lighter on the styrofoam. Notice how I'm holding the foam block on the edges with my fingers, because if I were to put my fingers right on it, it'd lift that color off, it'd lift the marker off and make some fingerprints. Now you're going to take a square piece of paper and a damp sponge, and you're going to rub the damp sponge in the area where you will make your first print, and it's going to be in one of the corners of the square paper. So right up in the corner. Dampen the paper and then press your print block down, give it a nice little massage. You're just kind of rubbing it and pressing it and making sure you get it all over the print block. Lift it up, and there is your first print. It lifted the marker color off of the foam and onto the paper. So to make another print, you will wipe off your print block with a paper towel. It's not going to take all the color off, and that's okay. And then you're going to add some more color. You can do all the same colors with your prints. You can switch up the colors. This is up to you. Quilts are made up of lots of different kinds of fabrics, lots of different colors and scraps and patterns. So it'll look like a quilt no matter what you do. So we're going to make our prints all the way around the edges of the square. So we're just going to go up at the top here, along the side, along the bottom, and the other side. And when you're done, it's going to leave a blank square in the middle where you won't make a print. So you can watch how I'm doing this. So you color your print block, you wet the spot where you're going to print it, and then you print it. And then dry it off with the paper towel. If you end up making a print that doesn't turn out well, like the color doesn't show up very much, that means that you didn't wet the spot enough with the sponge. So you can try it again in the same spot, just making sure to get a little bit more water in that spot. You can certainly make a print over another print if you don't like the first one you made. You can also use your markers to color on the paper and fill in some of those spots that didn't quite turn out once it's dry. So there's lots of ways that you can fix up your prints if your prints don't come out super well. Now I'm doing my last print here, and as you can see, I've done it all around the sides of the square piece of paper, and there's one blank spot in the middle. We're going to leave that blank because we're going to draw a picture in the middle. And the picture you're going to draw is going to be of a memory or a special moment from your life. that you'd like to draw. So I'm going to draw a picture of the day that we first got our cat Phoebe 5 years ago. We got her at Friends of Animals Animal Shelter. All the other kittens in the room were sleeping, but she was sitting in the corner wide awake playing with this little feather ball toy, and that was the moment that we knew we wanted this silly little cat. So I'm going to draw a little cat with wide eyes and a little toy sitting next to her, so that if somebody looked at my art, they'd be able to tell what was going on in it. So even though this is a little drawing, be sure to add enough details to make it clear to other people what's going on in your picture.